Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Ma Tov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Ma Tov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Ma Tov Umanayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Page 48, we join together from Modani. Modani lifanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechazarta, b'nishvati v'chemla, v'chemla. Rabba emunatecha. Page 48. Blessed are you, O eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's made our bodies with wisdom, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous fashioner and sustainer of life, source of our health and our strength, we give you thanks and praise. Blessed are you, O eternal, who heals all flesh and does wonders. Page 49. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You created it, formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it, and you will hereafter take my soul to life everlasting. So long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, O eternal my God, God of all ages, master of all creation, ruler of every human spirit. Blessed are you, O eternal, in whose hands are the souls of the living and the spirits of all flesh. Page 50. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asot b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, and has commanded us to engage in words of Torah. Eternal our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name, and students of your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, O eternal, the teacher of Torah to God's people, Israel. Page 51. These are the obligations of whose fruit we eat in this world and whose full reward await us in the world to come. Together.
To attend the house of study there, to welcome the stranger, to visit the sick, to welcome bridegroom, to accompany the deceased, to pray with sincerity, to bring peace when there is strife. Let the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it leads to them.
Page 52. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's implanted mind and instinct within every living being.
Amen. Blessed be you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who made me Israel.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's made me free.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's made me in the divine image.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who provides clothes for the naked.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who brings freedom to the captive.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who lifts the fall.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who makes firm each person's steps.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who girds our people Israel with strength.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who crowns our people Israel with glory.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Page 55. Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be.
Blessed is God.
Blessed is the source of creation.
Blessed is the one who says and does.
Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills.
Blessed is the one whose compassion covers the earth and all its creatures.
Blessed is the one who pays proper reward to those who revere God.
Blessed is the one who lives and endures forever.
Blessed is the one who redeems and saves.
Blessed be God's name.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, the merciful parent, extolled by the words of God's people, praised and glorified by the words of pious servants. And with the songs of David, your servant, we will praise you, O eternal our God.
Praise and songs we will magnify you, Lord, glorify and declare your sovereignty, proclaim our ruler, our God.
The only one, the source of life in the universe.
Sovereign greatness, praise, glorify, and glory.
Blessed are you, eternal, sovereign, extolled with songs of praise.
Amen.
Page 57. Tov Lodot Ladonai Ola Zemer L'Mshicha Elyon Lahagiva Boker Hasdecha V'Unetache Ba'alei Lot. Page 60. We join together. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the house of the Eternal, that shall be ever fresh and green, proclaiming that the Eternal is just, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Page 60, we join together for Ashrei. Ashrei Yoshe V'Techa Od Yelod Chasela. Tehillah L'David Eri Mincha L'Chai HaMelech V'Avachashim HaLilam Va'ed. Gadol L'Ai B'Lo Me'od V'Lituto En Heker. Hadar Kavod Hodecha V'Divrei Nechotecha Asicha. Zecher Rav Tuvcha Yiraberu B'Silcha Yiranenu. Tov Adonai La'akol V'Rachmai B'Kol Ma'asav. Kavod Machotecha Yomeru V'Rotecha Yiraberu. Machotecha B'Chol Kol Olamim U'Mamshaltecha B'Chol Dor V'Ador. Einei Kolecha Yisaberu V'Ata Noten Lechem Et Ochlam B'Yitov. Sadik Adonai B'Chol Diracha V'Chasid B'Chol Ma'asav. Ratzon Yireh Ya'aseh V'et Shavatam Yishma V'Yoshi'em. Tehillat Adonai Yidaber Pi Yivarech Kol Basar Shem Kadosh L'Olam Va'ed V'Nachnu Nivarech Ya Mi'atav Yad Olam Hallelujah. Page 65, we join together for a Nishmat Kohai, the translation. Let every living soul bless your name, O eternal our God, and let every human being acclaim your majesty forever and ever. Throughout time and space you are God, we have no sovereign who redeems and saves, helps and supports but you. God of all ages, ruler of all creatures, master of all generations, extolled by a magnitude of praises, the one who guides the world with love and kindness, and the creatures with tender mercy. The Eternal neither slumbers nor sleeps, but rather wakes the sleeping and arouses the dormant, gives speech to the silent and releases the bound, and supports the fallen and raises those who are bowed down. To you alone we give thanks.
Our mouths shall overflow with the songs of the sea, our tongues will lament the roaring waves. Our lips praise the heaven's whiteness. Our eyes to shine the sun in the
Our arms extend like eagle's wings, our feet speed swiftly as deer.
Still we could not thank you.
Eternal our God, God of all ages. Or bless your name, for even one, the infinite kindnesses, miracles, and wonders you perform for our ancestors and for us.
Therefore limbs and spirit and soul and tongue shall join to thank, bless, praise, and extol your name. For every tongue will yet affirm you, and every knee will bend, and all the upright shall bow to you, and every heart will revere you. And our innermost being shall sing praises to your name, as it is written, all my bones shall say, Eternal, who is like you. And David sang, bless the Eternal, O my soul, and let all that is within me bless God's holy name. God, you are tremendous in your power, great in the glory of your name, mighty and forever and awesome in your works, the sovereign, supreme, and exalted. Page 67. God abides forever, and holy is God's name. Therefore let all who are righteous sing God's song. As it is written, sing your righteous to the Eternal, the upright do well to acclaim the divine. Together.
By the mouths of the upright shall be acclaimed, by the words of the righteous you shall be blessed, by the tongues of the saints you shall be sanctified, in the midst of the host you shall be praised.
And the assembled host of your people, the house of Israel, in every generation glorify your name in song.
May your name be praised,
the great and holy God, ruler in heaven and earth.
ruler of heaven.
Blessed are you, eternal God and sovereign, exalted, praised, God of thanksgiving, master of wonders, creator of souls, delights in hymns of songs, the life of the
The only
universe.
ruler, the life of the universe.
We now rise on page 68, the Hatzi Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba
Amen.
V'yamad yivrat rutei v'yimlit machutei V'chayekon u'v'yoymekon u'chayetecho Beit Yisrael ba'agala, ubizman karib, yamaru, amen. Yesh meira ba'mibora, le'olam olam le'omaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, be'yishtabach, be'yitbar, be'yitramah, be'yitnaseh, be'yitadar, be'yitalem, be'yitalal, shmei l'kudasham, berechu, le'la mikol birchata b'shirata, tush b'chata b'nechemata, dami ram b'yalma, yamaru, amen. Page 69, you join together for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. Page 70. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or borei choshech, oseh shalom borei et hakol. Blessed are you, O eternal, our God, ruler of the universe, who forms light and creates darkness, who makes peace and creates all things. With compassion, God gives light to the earth and all who dwell there. With goodness, God renews the work of creation continually day by day. How manifold are your works, O eternal! In wisdom you've made them all. The earth is full of your creations. As it says, praise the one who makes the great luminaries, for God's love endures forever. Blessed are you, O eternal, who forms the radiant lights. Page 71. You have loved us with a great love, eternal our God. With surpassing compassion, you've had compassion upon us, our parent and ruler for the sake of our ancestors, who trusted in you and to whom you taught the ways of life. Bestow grace upon us and teach us. Our parent, the merciful one, who performs acts of kindness, have compassion upon us, and instill in our hearts the desire to understand and discern, to hear, learn, and teach, observe and perform and fulfill all the teachings of your Torah with love. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah, and let our hearts cling to your mitzvah. Unite our hearts to love and revere your name, so that we may never be shamed. And because we have trusted in your great name, holy and awesome in your name, that we may be glad and rejoice in your salvation. Page 72. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you are God who performs acts of salvation, as you've chosen us from all peoples and tongues, bringing us close to your great name forever in truth, that we may be able to thank you and proclaim your unity and love. Blessed are you, O eternal, who chooses the people of Israel in love. Page 73. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated for page 74 of the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol mildecha ve'ayu hadibarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinatan levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha bebeitecha u'gletecha b'derech u'shapecha u'kumecha Ukshartam li'ot al yadecha, ve'hayu latotafot beinenecha, uktaptam al mezuzot beitecha, ubisharecha, leman tizkeru v'asitem ekol mitzvotai, v'eitem kedoshim lelechem, ani Adonai Elohem, asher hotzeiti etchem yeretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem levokim, Ani Adonai Elohem, Adonai Elohem, Emet. Page 76. True and enduring, beloved and precious, awesome, good, and beautiful is this eternal teaching.
It's true to behold, that first, the eternal God is our ruler, the rock of judgment, the shield of our salvation.
God abides through all generations, and God's name is eternal. God's throne stands firm. The divine sovereignty and faithfulness are everlasting.
God's words living and enduring, true and precious to all eternity.
Eternal our God, you redeemed us from Egypt.
You set us free from the house of bondage.
For this your beloved praise you, exalting God in song.
Your
Your
dear
ones
ones
offer
offer
hymns,
hymns,
songs,
praises,
blessings, and thanksgiving to you, the
Son,
living and enduring God.
High and exalted, mighty and awesome, who humbles the proud and raises the lowly, who frees the captive and helps the oppressed.
answers God's people when they cry out.
All praise to God Most High, the source of blessing. Like Moshe and Israel, we raise our voices in the joy of redemption and sing as one. Page 77. Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh, norati lot osei fele, shirach harasha shebechu gilim, shibchas v'atayam, yachad kulam chudechu v'chim lechu v'yamru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. We now rise on page 78 for Sur Yisrael. Sur Yisrael, Kuma ve'ezrat Yisrael, Uftechen omecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzivaot shemo kadosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 78. Adonai sepatati tachufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imamot, Umevi Geulah Lifnei V'nechem, Laman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Yizrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiva Ruach Merida Geshem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Minit, Umekayei, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, ki shem shemo kishim oto b'shmei maro, kan katuv al yadi v'yecha, v'kara ze al ze ve'amar, kadosh, 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 Adonai tzivaot, melech kol haaretz, kivodo. Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Adir, Shemam Kol Haaretz, Baruch Kivod Adonai, Mikamo, Echad, V'Eloheinu, Avinu, Malkeinu, Moshienu, V'Hu Yashmienu, Rachmav Shnei Le'enei Kol Hai, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai Le'olam, Elohai Zion, L'dor v'dor. Alleluia. L'dor v'dor nagid golecha, u'lanetzach nesakim kedushatcha nagdish, v'shivacha l'einu l'binu l'yamush le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We daven silently until page 88. We join together on page 88 for Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yemeru, amen. So we now turn to the Gabai's prayer found on page 97 of our Siddur readings. I'd like to ask Harriet to read the Gabai's prayer. Thank you.
Bless, O God, this congregation, those who lead and serve it, those who contribute to its strength. Bless all who enter the house, that the worship offered within its walls may be worthy of your greatness and your love, and that all who seek your presence here may find it. For the joy of community, the gift of diversity, the vision of harmony, we offer our grateful thanks. Bless our land and all its inhabitants. Prosper us in our undertaking. Be with those whom we have chosen to lead us, that they may strive to establish justice and opportunity for all, and labor to bring peace to the family of nations. Bless the household of Israel wherever they dwell. Be with us here where we worship you in freedom. And may those who live under oppressive rule find release and liberty speedily in our own day. May your favor rest upon Israel, her land, her people. Protect her against hatred and war. Grant that the promise of her beginning may ripen into fulfillment. Bring comfort to those who seek refuge, light to those who dwell in darkness, new hope to all humanity, and let us say,
Amen. Amen. We're now going to offer the Misha Be'erak prayer. Misha Be'erak prayer may be found at the very back of our Siddur readings. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Misha Be'erak list. After the names have been read aloud, if anyone would like to add any names, add it to our list. We'll have an opportunity to add names. Today's Misha Be'erak list includes the following names: Miriam Mendel Ben Shira, Nachman Ben Melka, Alan Lewis, Esther Batruth, Yehuda Ben Joseph, Ras Pineri, Ilya Ostraya, Emma Libros, Chava Batsara, Janice Robbins, Janice Tananzo, Shoshana Elana Bat Devora, Leslie Berg, Elaine Gordon, Jennifer Frunchel, Shimon Ben Abraham, Jerome Douse, Yosef Ben Aldi, Heska Moshe Ben Rachel, Jay Simkoff, Amy Appleman, Asher Ephraim, Justin Leggs, Yvette Samos, Regina Pasternak, Eli Oster. We also draw attention to those in Gaza at this time, the hostages, and all those that are in pain and suffering. I'd like to ask if there's anyone else who would like to add any names for today. Evie Shiner, correct, yes, thank you. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, yes. Nick Rosella, okay, thank you. Nick Rosella. Any additional names? Okay, the words to the Misha Be'erak prayer may be found once again at the very back of our Siddur readings. Misha Be'erak Avoteinu Mekor Abrecha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Be'erak Imotenu Mekor Habrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So last week I did something a little unusual. I'm going to do it again today, right after completing the Misha Be'erak prayer. We're going to turn to Amisha Barak for the world after I've spoken a little bit about this. But last week I shared with you the names and faces of 3 of the hostages last week that were being released. Last week I shared the names and faces of Ohad Ben Ami, Or Levi, and Eli Sharabi. And these are the faces of the hostages that were released last week. Noted that closest to the left on my side, Levi, his full name is Or Levi, or Ahad Ben Ami, is referring to Or Levi, who's actually 34 years old. He was returned last week after not seeing his son and being held hostage himself for over a year. And so today I'm going to draw attention to the 3 hostages that were released earlier today. 3 hostages, names and faces can be seen right here. They include Sasha Taranov, Sigai Dechel Chen, and Eor Horn. These are their 3 faces. And as of last week, as I will again this week, I'm going to raise the story and narrative of one of the hostages that are being released, so we know a little bit more about the individuals that are coming home each and every week now. So Dechel Chen is the person who I'm going to talk about today. And this is him. He's the person right in the center. I chose to choose him for a few reasons. One is because he was abducted from Nir Oz. And I lived on Nir Oz about when I was 20, 21, maybe 22 years old for a while. And he's a U.S. Israeli citizen. Dechel Chen was 36 years old when he was taken hostage. And he saw Hamas-led terrorists entering into the kibbutz Nir Oz. And he was among the first to raise the alarm. He was last heard from on 9:30 a.m. on October 7th, 2027, according to his father, a Connecticut-born Jonathan Dechel Chen, who is a Hebrew University professor and also lives on kibbutz Nir Oz. Segoy was working on the kibbutz machine shop when the attack began. His family said after ensuring his family was safely in their home, he confronted the terrorists and then was taken captive. His mother, Naomi, was taken captive along with their neighbors in an electric cart that was heading towards Gaza when the IDF in a helicopter shot the terrorists and driver who were taking them. Naomi was injured and made her way back to the kibbutz and was eventually rescued and evacuated. His then pregnant wife, Avital, and their 2 daughters were survived, and they survived the massacre of Nir Oz. And his 3rd daughter, Shachar, was born 2 months later and celebrated her first birthday in December without her father. There's no way for us to know if he's even aware that his wife and 2, now 3 daughters survived the massacre of Nir Oz, the hostage's father told the Times of Israel last month. I think that alone that must be torture. According to a biography provided by the family, Segoy is a social and business entrepreneur, and he's the co-founder of Bikurim Youth Village and is an avid tennis player. His friends and family know him as creative, honest, and humble, and they're looking forward to welcoming him home today. And with those thoughts in mind, we're now going to turn to Amisha Barak for the World. Amisha Barak for the World can be found on page 98 of our Siddureens. Go ahead.
Bless this planet and all things on it. Bless our human family that we bind together in peace and understanding as we are all from the same Creator. Watch over those born at this time and let the generation of survivors truly bring this world to fruition as it is written. So may you be with us in peace, prosperity, and fulfillment. Help the leaders be wise, compassionate, and understanding. God, don't let the democracy end. Let us have leadership at every level of aspects, the humanity of all. Let our country become the true United States of America. Let us be able to do for you, just as you do for us, Baruch Hashem, and let us say
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we're going to now turn to some words of Torah for today. As I alluded to earlier, I'm excited to share with you a little bit about my thoughts of this week's Torah portion. So we're in Parshat Yitro, or Yisro, depends on how you pronounce it with an Ashkenazi or Sephardic accent. but it is one of the most momentous portions of our Torah, and it contains the giving of the Ten Commandments, the Decalogue at Mount Sinai. The portion is named after Yitro, that is Jethro, and the Midianite priest, the father-in-law to Moses, and he plays a crucial role in advising Moses on leadership. This week's Torah portion teaches us powerful lessons about humility, of anavah, wisdom, divine revelation, and our role in receiving Torah. So Parshat Yitro begins with Yitro observing Moses as he's single-handedly judging and leading the people. And seeing Moses overwhelmed, Jethro offers advice. "What you're doing is not so good," he says. "You will surely wear yourself out. You cannot do it alone." And it's quoted from Exodus chapter 18, verses 17 to 18. So Jethro suggests a system of delegation, of appointing capable leaders to help carry the burden of justice and governance for Moses. And this lesson is vital for leadership in every generation. Effective leaders are not those who do everything on their own, but instead those who empower them around them. Jethro's wisdom reminds us that communal strength is built upon shared responsibilities. And just as Moses had to learn to trust in others, we too must reorganize that leadership and recognize leadership must require some humility of anavah and the ability to listen to wise counsels around everyone. So before giving the Torah, the Israelites encamped at Mount Sinai, and the Torah states in Exodus 19 verse 2, they encamped there opposite from the mountain. Rashi notes, the medieval commentator, that the word encamped in the singular form implies that the people were as one people in one heart. And this unity was a prerequisite for receiving the Torah. From this, we learn that divine revelation is only possible when there is a unity amongst us. The Torah was not given to an isolated individual, but to a nation, Am Yisrael, a community bound by a shared purpose. The lesson is clear. If we wish to grow spiritually and experience divine wisdom, we must cultivate peace and harmony amongst ourselves. The highlight, though, of this week's Torah portion, Parshat Yitro, is truly the revelation that we see at Sinai, when God proclaims the Ten Commandments. These commandments serve as the foundation of moral and religious life for our people. And they begin with the duties towards God, a belief in God, prohibition of idolatry, and honoring the Sabbath, and then transition into ethical obligations towards each other, that is, of honoring parents, prohibiting of murder, theft, and false testimony. Why were these commandments spoken, though, directly by God? And the answer lies in their universality and the eternal reference. The Torah's moral code is not just for a single generation, but it is for all time. And the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, they remind us that holiness is not just about ritual observance, but it is also an ethical conduct of code. A life of Torah is a life of integrity, of kindness, and of justice. And the giving of the Torah was an awe-inspiring event. The mountain itself trembled, and there was fire and smoke, and this voice of God was heard by all. The people were overwhelmed and asked Moses to be their intermediary. And this teaches us that encouraging the divine is both a privilege, but also a responsibility. Each of us has moments in our lives where we hear the voice of God, not necessarily in a thunder of fire, but in moments of clarity and inspiration and truth. And just as the Israelites had to prepare themselves to receive the Torah from Matan Torah, we too must cultivate our spiritual sensitivity. Whether through prayer, study, or acts of kindness, we must open our hearts to hear the divine messages around us. So Parshat Yitro, it challenges us to embrace leadership with wisdom, to seek unity in our communities, and to uphold ethical values and remain open to divine revelation. And the giving of the Torah was not a one-time event, but it is part of an ongoing covenant with our people. And each day we're invited to receive the Torah anew, allowing us the wisdom to shape our lives. So may we strive to be worthy of this sacred gift. And may we, like our ancestors at Sinai, stand together in unity, ready to receive God's wisdom with open hearts and minds. Can you keep rest on me, be God's will. Amen. Amen. We now join together on page 103 for the Aleinu prayer. We rise at this time. Aleinu l'shaber ladon hakol lateit gedulam liyotzem b'reishit shalo atzana kigi aratzot velo samanu kimishmachot adama shalo sam kalkenu kaken v'gor aleinu kichov amonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umotim lifnei melech malchei hamlakim akadosh baruch hu She'unet Shamayim v'Yosir Haaretz U'Moshiv Yikaro b'Shamayim Mima'al U'Shchina Tuzo V'Kovnei Neromim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Emet Malkeinu Echad Zulato Kakatu V'Torato V'Yadata Hayom V'Yoshivota El Abimecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'Shamayim Mima'al V'Yal Ha'aretz Mitachad Ein Od. We therefore open you, O eternal our God, soon to behold the splendor of your might. Then will false gods vanish from the earth, and the idols will be utterly cut off to heal the world through the sovereignty of the Almighty. Then will all acclaim you as your God, and forsaking evil turn to you alone. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, O eternal our God, let them humble themselves to your glorious name, let them give honor. Let all accept the yoke of your dominion, that you may rule over them soon and forever. For the dominion is yours, and you will rule in glory, as it is written. The eternal will reign forever and ever. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. You may remain standing for the mourner's Kaddish. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Yortzeit list, as well as members of our community who have recently passed. After the names have been read aloud, if you are observing a Yortzeit or in the period of Shoshim of a loved one, please share with us the name of your loved one, so that we as one community may pray for the elevation of their neshama to Shamayim above. Today's Yortzeit list includes the following names: Harry Guttmacher, Benjamin Ginsburg, Leo Blumenstock, Bernice Bodak, Stanford Libros, Louis Rothbard, Edward Spivak, Bertha Friedman, Bernice Peck, Morris Cohen, Craig Medality, Simeon Barron, Lucille Frederick, Dick Kazin, Bertha Rychik, Esther Spielberg, Martha Schwartz, Bernice Ruzinowitz, Leonard Suslowitz, and Bruce Madeline Schwartz. Recently passed from our community are the following names: Stephen Poland, Sangol Ben Motul Vashifra, Erwin Schwob, Ruth Lewis, Shlomo Leib Ben Vogel, Bruce Estrin, Francis Sayowitz, Phil Miller, Brian Leibowitz, Hirsch Poland, Cantor Mary Barron, Wendy Sanserberry, Ann Mushkol, Harry Roden, Sam Perlman, Gussie Blumenstock, Michael Berkowitz, Marcy Victor Banks, Christina Lana Scholar. Are there any additional names anyone is observing a Yortzeit for here today, or in the period of Shoshim for? Yes?
Sybil Chaviv.
Sybil Chaviv.
And Annie Getter.
Annie Getter. Any additional names? Okay. The words to the mourner's Kaddish may be found on page 107 of our Siddurim. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yalma dibra kirutei v'yamlech malchutei v'chaynechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'gala v'zman kariv v'yamru amen Yahei Shmei Rabbah mebarak v'olom l'mei el maya Yitzbarak v'yishtabak v'yitzpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnasei v'yitzadar v'yitalem v'yitalal Shemei d'kudashah b'rehu Leila mikol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechamata damiran v'yama v'ibru amen Yehi Shlama Rabbanim Shemaya, Lechaim Aleinu V'il Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Imromav, V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'il Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. May for the memories that we all hold near and dear in our hearts remain with us always, and let us say, Amen. You may be seated. So I'm going to read our announcements from our weekly email in just a moment. Okay, so if you read in our weekly email, we have noted that we are continuing raising funds for our prayer book fund. We also have a book club meeting on February 27th at 2 o'clock at the home of Leah Vitality. We are announcing that we're going to have the 7th annual Refugee Shabbat, a project by Hayas. That's going to be on February 28th until March 1st. We have also Purim Cafe Music with Avi and student-led Purim Spiel with a Megillah reading set for Thursday, March 13th at 6:30. In our email for this week, there's also an announcement about Purim coming, and that means we have our Shalach Manas gift bags. If you're interested in gifting someone Shalach Manas, we have at the entrance of our building a form that you may fill out for anyone you'd like to add or send Shalach Manas to. Then we have a volunteer recognition dinner for Rick Estrin, Rhoda Jacobs, Max Sayowitz, and Laura Steinberg. That's going to be on Sunday, March 23rd at 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Information is in our weekly email. And of course, we have our as well Passover Seder marked on our calendars already for April 13th as well. Okay, we'll join together on page 108 for Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kimalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadoneinu, Mi Kimalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Imalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to join for the Kiddush as well as Hamotzi in just a moment. Shabbat Shalom.